Now, I should probably preface this with saying that when I'm talking about Chinese girls, I'm talking about ones that are actually born and raised in China, not Chinese American or Chinese Canadian or whatever. Um, and so people talk about the culture differences a lot, but I don't really think the culture is um, that big of a deal in terms of difficulty to get around. I think it's more interesting than anything and beneficial. Um, Start out with the bad and then I guess go into the good. Well, I'll just start with some one good thing. One good thing is the food. Have tons of different food. If you have a Chinese girlfriend, she'll probably show you a bunch of fantastic stuff. I'll get more into that later, maybe. But um, a lot of them are really obsessed and focused with money and accomplishment. So, like, except my girlfriend, because my girlfriend's awesome. Love you. Love her. Um, but I've talked to a ton of guys who are foreigners in China, and they said that the girls will be completely obsessed with that, or well, that might be a little overstatement, but if any was but he was watching this was alive during the 80s, and from what my mom told me, it was a time that America was really obsessed with making money. I believe that's when the term "greed is good" came out, and that movie about stocks and stuff. Um, that guy Gordon Gekko, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's sort of like that now in China. Not to say that making money and being accomplished is not a good thing, but I don't think it's. I certainly don't think it should be your focal point of life. But that's a topic for another video. Anyway, let's go back to something good. So yeah, food, fantastic, and I think most people know by now that the Chinese food you get in America is usually not authentic Chinese food. It's Chinese American, so it's modified for Americans, usually a little sweeter, and they just do things differently. Um, so another good thing is that, well, you could look at this a good or a bad way, but you could learn another language, that likely being Mandarin because that's the most spoken language in China. There's actually over 200 different languages and dialects, which is pretty crazy considering America pretty much just one, English, or else maybe Spanish, or whatever language you just got here with if you're an immigrant, or older people who just never want to switch from their language. But yeah, it's mostly just English. But I want to say that also most Chinese girls are much, much nicer than American girls. Not to say that I don't know a lot of fantastic American women. So yeah, it's just that the culture is different in that men and women are considered more equal there. And it's, you know, I don't want to get into a political or social issue thing here. I don't want to make anybody mad, but it's pretty clear that if you were to go from China to America, that there's more of a burden placed on the men for bringing in money and taking care of the women. Whereas it's opposite in China. So when you would sit down, the women would let the men go and sit and. Sorry, I keep having to switch between cameras because my iPhone stopped. It ran out of battery. Anyway, so yeah, the culture is just more focused. It's more equal there, and you could argue maybe that men are considered better. I mean, obviously, for a long time, they would just try to get rid of any female babies that they had or would kill them. So clearly, there's a culture of cherishing the men more. I don't know, it just has always seemed to me that the women seem to be able to do what they want. Sorry, there's people here. I've also heard that Chinese girls can be more clingy than American girls. I haven't experienced a ton of that, but I'd say they're more so than American girls, and maybe a little less trusting. Some of them, not all of them. I guess I don't know. It depends on the one, but it seems like they genuinely want to take care and look out for you, which is just, I mean, it's pretty much one of the main things you want to look for in a, girlfriend, potential spouse or girlfriend. I just love that. I can tell my girlfriend cares about me a lot, and she wants the best for me, and I really love it. But I'm walking through the neighborhood here. People are looking at me like I'm crazy. People don't really do this sort of thing here in Wisconsin, where I'm from. Anyway, so I watched a video of this guy who's from South Africa, who actually I'll try to find his video and put it in the description. But he talks about his experience with having a Chinese wife and how it is, I guess, compared to Western women. But I found that there was virtually zero similarities between his wife, and my girlfriend. But I think that's because of the age difference, and China has changed so rapidly within about 10 years that the people who are in their 30s, some of them are just a world's different than the ones in their 20s or teens. And so, yeah, you can imagine. Oh, here's another thing I should say is that the parents of the Chinese girlfriend that you have might be another thing to deal with. They're usually super, super kind, but some of them are not. Some of them don't want their daughter to be with a foreigner. That was what was happening in my case. And in addition to that, they wanted somebody who's, going to be a doctor, going into banking or something like that, and it's clearly not what I'm doing. So, anyway, maybe that's another topic for another day. So the parents, the family aspect is going to be different. They're a much more close-knit family, and I don't know. I just made it clear to my girlfriend that I'm not about, I'm not going to change myself for her parents or for her family. So she knows that. But, still try to be very loving and kind to them. Hopefully, you know what I mean. I'm just not going to change myself in any bad way for them. So yeah, I think those are the main things. Hope that helped you out. Maybe I'll make a part 2 video to this. Those are the first things that come to my head. I feel kind of sad for some of these Chinese girls because I know they're gonna get with some foreign guys. I've already met quite a few of nice Chinese girls who've gotten with Western guys, and things have turned out poorly. So I don't know. Pray for them. Pray for you. Love all you guys. Have a great day. God bless. Now I'm going down the hill.